Ladies and gentlemen, the speakers of today's online talk on engineering with innovation and career scopes, dear DIU alumni, and the participants who have joined with us today virtually from any corner of the world, a very good morning from Bangladesh. I, Tahsina Yasmin, would like to welcome you to the very first session of a series of online talk sessions organized by DIU Alumni Association along with the Office of the Public Relations and Media Lab DIU in order to inform the graduates and students regarding the scopes and innovation management in engineering career. As we are all aware of the fact that the entire world is witnessing digital transformations in different industries, the impact is very much seen in the HR practices, learning tools, and application areas as well. So, how is our world moving towards the post COVID future? To address this question, our DIU alumni experts who are leading in different arenas have come to this platform only for you. We will discuss today the scopes of profession and preparations, business model innovation, innovation management, technology, IT innovation, and local and global market scopes. We are so delighted to have as our guest speakers Engineer Iftekharul Islam Tanim, Senior Engineer T-Mobile and Adjunct Faculty, Green River College, Washington, USA.
Hello.
We also have with us Dr. Minhas Chaudhry, Assistant Professor, East Stroudsburg University of Pennsylvania, USA.
Hello.
Engineer Rashidul Haq, Tech Yahoo Senior Engineer, Yahoo, USA. Muntasir Mainuddin, General Manager, Employee Communication and Digital Engagement, Robi Axiata Limited, Bangladesh.
Hello.
And last but not the least, some of their teacher, Professor Dr. A.K.M. Fazlul Haq, Associate Dean and Professor, Faculty of Engineering, DIU. Gentlemen, welcome on board. And
Thank you.
now let's start our discussion. And I would like to give the floor to Rashidul Haq because he has a presentation to show us, and it's on career scope and how the graduates can prepare themselves for their future. So over to you, Rashidul Haq.
Hey, Tahsina, thank you very much for giving me the floor. And I would like to thank the whole team, my respected teachers, Daffodil International University, for giving me the opportunity to come back after 11 years. So I can imagine that it's already been 11 years that I actually graduated from Daffodil International University. So it was feeling good, and I'm also feeling a little bit nervous. So yeah, excuse me if you see that nervousness in me. So today I was since I'm actually the most junior person here, like I have my seniors, my teachers. So I'm gonna talk more about from the student perspective, the dilemma that we feel when we are student, what are the scope, then how to discover all those scope that around us, and how to prepare ourselves and how to get ready for the journey. So let me share my presentation. I hope you guys can see it. Yeah, so there could be different views. So just a disclaimer that whatever I have arranged here is like more of my perspective. There could be a lot of more of it. You can like discover yourself. We can talk to some other people. We can talk to the student council, the career council of the university, senior brothers. They can give you like more ideas. So the today the agenda is I'm going to talk about first myself, like introduce myself, that who I am and what I'm doing right now. Then the dilemma that the student actually go through when they graduate or throughout their the graduation when they study, what are the dilemmas that go through and how to overcome all those, and what are the scope that we have when we graduate and even we don't graduate, like during our studies, what are the scope around us that we should explore, and how do we actually prepare ourselves. This is like very like most important part of our journey, because if we can't prepare ourselves, it would be a bad journey. Then I'm going to share like how I started my journey, like a little bit of my journey, that how I started and how I end up here. So my name is Rajat Haq. I was Electronics and Telecommunication 11th batch student of Daffodil International University. I graduated in 2010. So it's been 11 years almost. Uh, uh, I did my master's in University of Colorado Denver in USA. I was doing my PhD, then I actually dropped out. So right now I'm working in Yahoo as a senior engineer. I'm working in the system software engineering, and I work in the suggestion and context search mail ecosystem in Yahoo. So whatever uh, you use in mail related, I have a little bit contribution over there. So let's get started. So the dilemma. So when we are actually studying or when we're thinking about that, I should go for the career right now. I should think about, there are a couple of questions that in our mind, that where do I start from? Maybe I'm not capable of it. Uh, who's gonna help me? Where do I get the resources? So there are a couple of questions in me that actually bug us and sometimes actually make us like feel depressed. So when we feel that, I think the most important thing that we can think about is what I'm passionate about. You need to think about yourself. You need to find yourself that I'm studying, which part of the which subject or what part of the study that I actually really like most. Do I like coding? Do I like networking? Do I like database? Do I like something else? Whatever you like it, try to explore what are the career, what are the exposure that you can find around you on that. Then you can figure out that what is your talent. Are you a better coder? Are you better with the network system? Are you better with the SQL queries? What are you better with? Try to explore it more, because like everything has a scope in the market. If you are interested in database, there are a lot of scope in the database. So whatever your skill is, just try to explore that. Then try to see what are the jobs available. If you think that no, I really want to go for the job, that what are the jobs available in the market, what is the best suit, what is the current trend that going on, you can also explore that. Then the training and the education, this is also a very important thing. That suppose if I'm thinking that I want to be a Python developer, then you can think about that what are the courses that you can take when you are like studying. If there is like no courses, or you want to explore the more, you want to go for the advanced level, maybe you can like go for an external training. You can talk to the professor, you can get the resources from internet, you can get the resources from YouTube. There is like so many online training session. Even the Daffodil International University also has the training material online. You can available all this training material, you can train yourself. So there are so many things, so many answers that can actually uh, answer your dilemma that you are going through. The next thing is the scope. What are the scope that you have? A lot of people actually get confused. They think like, okay, maybe I can only try for the job. I'm done with the graduation, just go to bdjobs.com and start applying for the job. I would say explore more, because there are like so many scope around. You can there's undefined scope. So look for what are the options available, then options that you want to choose with your best interest. So if you want to go for a software development, try to see what are the options that you have in the software industry, and then prepare yourself based on your best interest, and then you're good to go. So I actually listed down like a couple of scope that you can definitely should try to explore, but there could be a lot more scope that you can find around. The first thing is a lot of people think, okay, I want to go for my higher studies. Maybe I want to go for the teaching, or I'd like to go for my PhD, my master's. I want to do my higher study first, then I want to go for the job. So if you want to do that, explore what are the options that you have. If you want to do it here, if you wanted to go to abroad, explore both the options that you have. The most famous one is the job search. A lot of if I'm thinking that okay, I'm done with my graduation, I'll go for the job. Then try to find that what are the jobs that you want to do. What is your best interest? What is your skill set? What are the jobs is available? Then you can also actually explore the option of the self-employment. This is like most famous and like a lot of famous example is around. If you if we talk about the Mark Zuckerberg who invented Facebook, if we talk about uh, Microsoft, the Bill Gates who invented the Microsoft, the whole computer industry is kind of like one of the foundation. Then we can talk about the Steve Jobs, the Apple, right? So there are so many examples of self-employment. If you have some ideas, you can work on your ideas. If you want to build something by your own, start to work on that. That could be another option. Like a lot of people think, no, if I waste my time on my ideas or uh, my project ideas, it's gonna be a waste of time. It is not. It is a very good way to explore something, invent something that a lot of famous people actually did. This is kind of like a revolutionary path that you can choose. You can also go for the business. If you think that, okay, I am more interested in business, you can also explore that path. It's not necessary that you should go for the higher studies, you should go for the jobs or self-employment. You can also explore the business. This is another way you can think about. So now you know what are the scopes that you have. Now, how do you prepare yourself? This is the most important part. A lot of people actually fail over here because this journey is like not gonna be easy, and this would be the base of your journey. So how do you prepare yourself will be deciding that what you're gonna do later. So I have added like some steps. There could be more, that could be something different as well. But based on me, I actually just listed down a couple of stuff. The first thing is the resume. A lot of us, maybe even me, when I was a student, used to think that resume is just like make it in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, just put some information and we're done. This is absolutely wrong. Resume is the first impression. We have a HR specialist here, so he's gonna talk about it more. So resume is the most important part. This is the first impression. So I would like to share one of my experience with the Google HR. He once said me that we spend around 10 to 20 seconds in a resume. So your whole thing is actually depending on 10 to 20 seconds. So resume is something that you have to make your impression in 10 to 20 seconds. So building or creating a resume is a very important thing. What are you gonna put? You have to have the best information that you have, your academic, your previous experience. If you putting your previous experience, what do you want to put? What is the best previous experience or the keyword that the HR would like to see? So you have to you have to explore all those options and create a very lucrative resume. A lot of people also get confused with the CV and resume. The resume is different, the curriculum vitae is different, biodata is different. So you have to explore it more, and you have to be very careful that how do you write your resume. Talk to the career council of the university, talk to the senior brothers, talk who has like more experience, do a better resume. This is very, very important part. The next thing is the network. So now we have a good resume. Now, how do you build your network? Who do you ask for help? So network is very important. So network doesn't mean that it should be someone who is working in the industry or something like that, or it could be various sources. So the most famous sources of the networking is the LinkedIn, which is also very important and very, very important networking system. You can find all the job details with different job ads. You can find the recruiter. You can talk to them. You can ask them. You can talk about what are the opportunities they have in the company. Get more involved in it. Get more used to it, because this is very important. In Western countries, I think 60 to 70% people actually depends on LinkedIn to get the job. Is very, very important. Even the recruiters, they're looking for more people in LinkedIn. So if you have a better LinkedIn profile, you have all your projects, you have all the training that you did, you have all the achievements listed, your resume, you have everything showcased in LinkedIn, it would be an eye catcher for any recruiter. They always look for the best candidate they can find. So network is very important. Not only LinkedIn, you can ask for the senior student they have. You can communicate with the alumni. You can ask different groups, previous students, your teachers. Everyone can be your part of your network. Ask everyone. Then prepare yourself. So this is on very important thing that I would like to focus. So suppose if I'm going for a software developer, you have to prepare yourself for the interview. You need to think about that, what I'm going to ask for, how do I prepare myself. You can't just walk in. We can't just walk into the interview and try to face something unknown, something I don't know, right? So you have to be very prepared. Prepare for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Keep preparing yourself. Don't let it down, because preparation is never ends. You have to prepare all this time. And what do you prepare for? So if you are trying for the software industry, try to prepare more coding, do the lead code. There are so many online programming practice website. You can go, you can get the problem there, you can solve it. You can part of the hackathon, you can be online contest, you can part of the online contest. Be a group, gather some group, practice every day, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, prepare yourself. So every stack, every dimension, networking, database, whatever it is, get prepared yourself for the next journey. This is very important. One thing that I can tell you, that I'm preparing myself for the interviews, and I'm preparing for 8 months now to get me started for the next interview. So it's very, very important that how do you prepare yourself. Then the job hunt. This is like the final stage, that how do you hunt the job. Try to find what are the best job site, online site that you have. Also ask in your network, go to LinkedIn, try to find what are the jobs available. Ask your senior students, your teachers, the counselor, whatever the network that you have, you build up. Try everything. Go online. I know, I know there are a couple of online job search and jobs portal in Bangladesh right now. So try everything, and don't let it down. Don't let your motivation down, because it can be tiring. Maybe you'll be applying 100 jobs and you will not get any interview call, but don't let it down, because it's happening for everyone. It's not only you. There's nothing wrong in you. So everything is right. You are trying hard. You have to keep doing the hard work. Sometimes for some people, maybe it's less effort, they get the call. Sometimes it takes longer to get the call, but eventually you'll get the call. You have to keep applying. And sometimes you have to build multiple resumes. I actually forgot to mention that. Sometimes you have to create multiple resumes based on the job that you are applying. Suppose you are applying for a Python developer, but your resume is more focused on the HTML or web development. You have to keep multiple different focused resumes based on the job that you are applying. So we have to be very careful on that as well. Then cracking the interview. So how do I crack the interview? It's really hard. That how do you crack? It's not always your knowledge. It's not gonna be like that all the time, that you can answer all the question and you will get the job. Sometimes it is behavior. Sometimes it's the environment. Sometimes what they're looking for. Maybe they're looking for someone who is more interested to learn, someone who is more interested, someone has more capability. So it depends on a lot of things. It's not always that you know everything. It's not always your knowledge. It depends on a lot of stuff. I know our HR specialist is going to talk about more details. I'm just giving you an overview. That try your best shot, prepare yourself in every way, your knowledge, behavioral way, and everything, how to present yourself in an interview. So you have to be very careful on that. Once you get the job, then hard work. Because if I'm thinking that I got the job, now I got everything and I'm relaxed, that is not how it works. You have to hard work, because if this is my first job, I have so many things to learn. You have to keep learning. You have to keep learning everything. There is something new, and you have to give your 100%, 200% in it, and you have to work hard so that you can groom yourself, you can learn yourself, you can make yourself specialize on something. So you have to keep the hard work. Once you are done everything, probably you will see you will reach some places where you can like get relaxed, but you have to keep working, you have to keep like doing the job. The self-employment, I actually wanted to, because we are talking about the more innovation, so I would like to talk about a little bit about the self employment. So when we are thinking about the self-employment, it's very important that you find out the problem first that you want to solve. So you have to think about that this is my project idea and this is going to solve that problem. So you have to find out this, because if you don't know that what is the problem and what your idea can solve, it's not going to work out. So this is the most important thing that you need to think about when you are thinking about the self-employment. The next thing, what is available? Suppose I want to make a software to go green. I don't want to use the paper. I want to be the paperless. Then you need to think about what are the products that already have in the market, right? Because you need to know the competitor. Then you need to know what are they offering, what are the available option in the market. Then you have to find the differences, that what is something different that you are doing, right? If it is already in the market, that how much value you're going to put in the market, right? So you have to find the difference. And also the last thing that you have to know is the end user, who gonna be your user and how you gonna like use them. Then the higher studies, I'm not gonna talk about much about the higher studies. I think the Muntasir will take over for that. The Minhas will take over for that. So I'll skip that part. So I'll take like 2 more minutes to talk about my journey. So how I started. I try to keep it short. In 2010, I actually started my first journey, and there's a funny thing I would like to share, that in my first job I used to get only 4,000 taka. So that was like not even my salary. That was just my TADA. So they used to give me just like for my the transportation cost. But I actually took that job because that was my first job, and I was actually not looking for the money. I was looking for to learn something. So that's how I actually started my career. But that was the best part of my career because I had the chance to learn a lot of stuff over there. Then I worked in an UK-based like British telecom companies. Then in 2012, I had a big break, like my turning point of my career. I joined Grameenphone. So during that time, like we used to go for the written test, and when I was going for the written test, there are like a lot of older people, senior people in the written test. So I was so nervous, and I was thinking about there's no way then I can get the job, and there were like thousands of people going for the written test. But luckily, I actually cracked it. I shortlisted for the Vibe interview, and I cracked it, and I got the job. So I worked there till 2015, and in 2015 I actually get the scholarship in US in UC Denver, and then I moved to US. I was doing my master's in Buet as well, but I actually didn't finish that. I came to US for the scholarship. And then I did my master's, and I was admitted for the PhD as well in University of Colorado Springs. But I got the offer from the Yahoo to join, so I actually dropped out from my PhD, and I joined Yahoo. And since then, I'm still working in Yahoo. It's been almost like 5-6 years, and I'm working as a senior engineer. So I
Thank you
have a lot
so
of time.
much, Rashid.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
you very much, everyone. And I think I took a lot of time.
No, it's okay. I think it's pretty exciting when students, the current students, hear from you, because you actually kind of represent them, like somebody who studied at Daffodil, then pursued his goal and dream, and it's a wonderful journey sharing thing that you did, and you. I personally liked how you, in every stage of the journey, you just emphasized that why it is important to have a lot of grit, perseverance, lege thaka. So that was really wonderful. But I now would like to hear from Dr. Minhas Chaudhary, because he is somebody who worked in the industry, but now working in the academia. So maybe Dr. Chaudhary can talk about or expand Rashid's idea of pursuing maybe PhD or industry? What specifically the students need to do or complete here in BD and then pursue their dream for overseas? So over to you, Dr. Chaudhary. I think you need to unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, go.
Okay. Hello. I'm Dr. Mohammad Minhas Chaudhary. I graduated from DIU in the year 2007. Then in the year 2008, we had a convocation, and I was the Vice Chancellor's gold medalist for that convocation from the Computer Science and Engineering for having the CGPA of 3.95 out of 4. Then in 2009, I came to USA for MS. My initial target was to go for industry. Then I joined in 2012. There is a company called Brooker's Blue Shield, which is the most prominent health insurance company in the USA. In 2015, I had some realization, so I went back. I became a student again, and I finished my PhD in 2018 in 3 years, and then joined as a faculty as an assistant professor in 2018. Also, I'm a director of the cybersecurity program here, meaning that it's not like department chair, but the program needs someone to take care of that thing. So I'm that person here. I have I was in industry. I came to academia, so that's why probably my suggestions will be helpful for you. So let us know roughly the process of coming abroad, not necessarily to United States. So the first step probably you need to take is the preparation during your undergrad. If you actually fail on that preparation, then don't think that it's over. There are still chances. So you take preparation, you give some tests, you do some good score, then you apply for a university abroad, then you come to the university abroad. And after finishing the degree, in most of the countries, you need to finish the degree first, and then you go for or apply for the jobs. It takes from 3 months to 1 year to find a suitable job, not suitable job, to find the first job in abroad. And then you continue from like there in many countries, your passport, first actually the residency, these things are actually processed by the company you will be working on. So now let's focus on the United States, because I know more about the USA rather than the other countries. So what preparations you actually need to take? Sorry, I have a short-term memory loss problem, so that's why I kept everything in my phone. So what are the experiences you need? The number one experience I would suggest to you is to take a industry experience from Bangladesh. There are certain rumors that people says that, okay, I have a job experience in Bangladesh and it will not be counted. Yes, it will be counted. They count that experience. They really count it, and they email your boss when you will be joining in certain companies. For example, I joined in a health insurance company, so they had a thorough background check of mine. Since I didn't have any job experience in Bangladesh, I didn't have problem in that side. But for some people, it takes up to 3 months for doing that background check. So now, before targeting a abroad country, for example, United States, what are the preparations you need to take? The number one I suggested you to have some industry experience, for example, either as a telecom engineer or as a software developer. And after 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can focus on in parallel you can focus on taking the tests. For USA, you need to focus on the test called GRE, and another one is actually TOEFL. I took the GRE actually 13 years from now. So it's in 2008. So it's a long time. And the TOEFL in 2009. So for USA, you need to take the test TOEFL and GRE, and then you can apply for United States universities. Now, do you need a very good CGPA, or do you need a very good GRE score? Actually, you need at least one of them. If you don't have any good CGPA, then your GRE score will cover you up, or it's the opposite. So when I was selected, at that time, my CGPA of the DIU was counted. Now, here's one thing I want to mention about this is in general for everyone, like even for the alumni. When I got admission, I talked to the graduate coordinator, and he told me that there are some other students from Buet and Dhaka University who applied there, but since the university looks at the ranking, the world ranking of the university, uh, they thought that there is no difference between like DIU and the Buet. So it's because of that, since my CGPA was high, they took me. So this is a good thing for anyone. So if you have a good CGPA, you have actually good chance over any Buet students. So that's one thing. So remember, either GRE or your CGPA. If you have both, then definitely you will be able to go to a really good school. And now the TOEFL score. Do you need the TOEFL score? The TOEFL score is only for the assistantship. If you work under a professor as a research assistant, then what I did, you don't need a good TOEFL score. Okay. Now, does USA considers BD industry experience? Yes, they do, and it's a really good thing. Now, any certifications or any online competition that will be helpful for you? Yes, definitely it is. In United States, they don't count whether you did your undergrad in Harvard or MIT, or you did in a Concordia college. They only care about what you know. If you have certifications, that's the proof that you have the knowledge. And if you are the prize owner of any online competition, that proves that you are something. So in that case, that is even more beneficial than having an undergraduate degree. That's why United States is having the enrollment issue. There are lower enrollment in undergrad in any university now. So for you, I would suggest to take any certifications. Like for cybersecurity, it is a CISSP certification. For Java, there is the Oracle Java developer certification. I can't remember, or J2E certification. And if you take it from Bangladesh, it will be less expensive. Now, what you shall target? Shall you target only for MS, or shall you target for PhD? If you want to work in industry, I would suggest you first to apply for MS. And if you want to go for a better university, you can do MS in a lower category university, and from there you can jump to a better category university. You don't need to do the master's plus PhD together. That is not so helpful. Now, what are, from my perspective now, this is completely my understanding. So what are the topics you shall focus on now for USA job and for applying for USA for MS? Since I'm a cybersecurity person, I would suggest cybersecurity, because for next 10 years, the cybersecurity is going to rule the USA, cybersecurity jobs. The next 10 years, that means from 11th year to 20th year, that will be anything related to robotics. So because that is the research field that's talk about that. Now, do I need to apply to Harvard, or do I need to apply for example, University of Texas Corpus Christi? Actually, it depends upon you, but I would suggest to apply to both of them. Now, if you think that your profile is not that much challenging, apply to a lower category university. So how do I know that which one university is the lower category university? Go to usnews.com. In there, they have like 300 or 400, I think 300 universities ranking. If your profile is not good, apply to any universities whose ranking is below 150. If you're if you have good CGPA, good GRE score, then apply to universities from 50th to 100 or 50th to 150. So does the university from 150 to 300, they give scholarship? Yes, they do, because they are research universities. So if you want to go for industry, target those universities. Actually, sometimes I know about some of the openings. So if you contact me, I can give you some ideas. And I also have some friends who sometimes usually ask me that I know any students who want to apply for USA because they need students. They are a professor here, so I can actually recommend you. So you can contact me in that way. So another thing to come to USA, some people comes to USA using the job visa. Probably if they will be able to tell more about that. Uh, so uh, so are you so which one shall you choose? Shall you choose the job visa or the student visa? Remember, if you come through the student visa, it's much easier. If you come through the working visa, there is a lottery system. I can't remember that they waived it this year or not, but you may not be chosen in that lottery system. Your H-1B or working visa may get denied. So the best way is to come for MS program. Now there is one catch here. There is I'm telling you a keyword: day one CPT University. Day one, C for cat, P for like Peter, and T for Tom. Day one CPT University. If you think that there is your profile is really not so good, you can apply for these day one CPT universities. They are not. In that case, you will never get any scholarship. You need to pay for your own, and that is the way the university works. That university, they are very small university, but you can try those as well. Now, I want to add one thing, what Mr. Rashid told you about LinkedIn profile. What I found is that if you get any recommendation, if you go to LinkedIn, you can actually request recommendation from any of your like previous employer or your professor. If your professor or your previous employer, like boss, tells that you are really good, that actually stays in LinkedIn, and that is very helpful for you. So yeah, try to collect this thing before you come to abroad. Now, another thing about the CV or resume that I want to add with Mr. Rashid, that actually sometimes the bigger companies do a automated search in the CV, so or resume. So they look for actually keywords. There's a certain percentage of keywords that need to match. So make sure that you have those important keywords that they actually mention in the requirements. For example, they will use like a certification, or they will use experience. So if they have used that kind of keywords in their job description, have separate section in your resume. And also and also I would suggest you to forward your resume to some of your seniors to review it, so that they can tell you like what things to add and what things to delete from that. And that's all from me, because I think I actually touched the limit of my time. Thank you.
No, that was absolutely fine, and I liked how you specified the areas, several areas, and I do hope people who are listening, the engineering students or the graduating students or alumni, they highly benefited from your talk. Now I would like to go to Iftekharul Islam Tanim, and I would request him to show you his presentation along with this. I know that he for sure will talk about importance of personal credibility and the four components. So the floor is given to Tanim now.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, respected sirs and faculties, organization, admin, and our friends and students. Thanks for participating and viewing our presentation here. And today, I am very interestingly want to share some thoughts on basically here Rashid and Minhaz, and they talk about like people careers and preparing resume, getting into the academic career or getting into a professional career or corporate career. So there's very important part is that getting into any career, like we have to think like our trust, like how trustful we are, how believable we are, how credible we are to a company or to our institutions, and also the institution, how trustworthy they are to us. So this is very important, but trust is one of the big things in our professional and personal and family life that can build yourself a very unique person. And that is the very foundation that makes you a good confidence on what you are doing actually. So let's have some ideas on how we can establish our personal credibility and what's the impact of personal credibility in our personal life. So let me share my screen here. Let me know. Okay. Just give me a second.
We can see the presentation, Tanim.
Okay, thank you very much. I just oh, sorry. Can you see?
Now it's your desktop.
Oh, sorry for my dirty desktop here. All right.
Yes, now it's okay.
So I am Iftekhar Islam. My nickname Tanim, everyone knows about it. So here I'm working at T-Mobile as a senior engineer, cybersecurity design and operations. Prior to my current work, I work for the Walt Disney Company as a network design and operation engineer. Also, I work for the Target Corporations for the network security analyst, and I work for Citibank as a PSI infrastructure analyst. And I've worked for in Bangladesh. I worked for Bangladesh Communication Limited, and part of my career was Rupali Bank Limited as an IT advisor. So now I am working as adjunct faculty at Green River College, which is a very renowned pathway college in Washington State. And this here I'm teaching the ethical hacking and computer security courses, which covers like firewalls and VPNs and Cisco related stuffs. So let's move forward with my presentation here. So personal credibility. So what are the personal credibility is? The foundation of trust consists of two things, basically character and competence. So character is your integrity and your motive and your intent with people, and competence is your capabilities, your skill, and your result and your track records. So when you grow your character and competence, and you will build your capability. So and the good news is you can grow your capability first, and particularly if you understand the four cores of credibility. The four key element of cores of elements or cores of your personal and professional life that impact your overall credibility. So here in this session, I will cover the mindset and the skill set of building your credibility, starting with the four cores, and then gives you some opportunity to apply these skills in our daily life. Let's move. So here, the four cores of credibility, basically, you can see in this picture, imagine like someone in your personal or professional life whom you find highly credible or trustworthy. So what do they do that's different than other people? And how do they behave when they think no one else is looking? So you can imagine credibility like a tree, and it's basically credibility can be both above the ground and very visible, and less visible below the ground. So if your root system is healthy, then your character is that good root system. So it's made up of both your integrity and your intent. So above the ground is your competence, which is like made up of your capabilities and results. So one of the following slide on the following slides in next slides. So we will be go a little definition on those integrity, intent, and core capabilities, credibilities here. So integrity is deep honesty and truthfulness. So it is who we really are. It includes the harmony, humility, and courage. So to live in harmony with your deepest value and beliefs, you walk your talk. So it means like putting your word into actions. Very important part for uh, to represent your integrity. And humility, basically, to stand firmly for principles, especially in the face of opposition. You are more concerned with what is right than with being right. So, and to act according to the principles, you do the right things, especially when it's hard to do. That's your courage. That represents your courage, actually. So basically, do you walk your talk? That's the main questions here. That's ask yourself. Next, intent. Intent is your fundamental motive or agenda, and the behavior that follows. So the motive that inspired the greatest trust is genuine caring about people, your values, and the quality of what you do. Then also important part is agenda that inspires the greatest trust is seeking the mutual benefit, genuinely wanting the what best for everyone's involved. Then the behavior that best creates credibility is acting in the best interest of everyone. So intent is basically represents what's your agenda. So then next step of credibility is like capabilities. Capabilities, it basically proved yourself when you like practice capabilities. It proved yourself, are you relevant? So capable people and organization inspire the confidence. So capability is our capacity to achieve the result and includes our talents, attitude, skills, knowledge, and style. So talent is basically what are my unique and native strengths. And attitude, do I approach or work with energy and the determination to contribute? And skills, basically, do I continuously upgrade my skills? And knowledge, what am I doing to stay current and keep learning? And style, does my style of doing things get in the way or is my path? So these basically five key elements that basically uh, improved your capabilities. So results always matter. So they matter enormously to your credibility, and people evaluate your results, performance, current performance, and your anticipated performance. So what are these performance types here? So past performance, we know that your reputations and your track records for delivering the results and not just activities. It's basically the pure results. And the current performance, we know what we're doing, actually producing the result right now and not resting on the past performance. So anticipated performance, which is a very important performance type to reflect on your result. So that's like how people project the way you will perform in the future based on past and the current result. That's anticipated performance, and that's very very key performance indicators that we looked into the individuals. Now here is some reflections questions that related to the integrity, intent, and capabilities and results. I'm pausing here, and you guys can take a screenshot of it and ask yourself and practice yourself. Are you able to do this? Are you valued? You are the most important to you. Do you live and work in alignment with those values? So all these things you can practice every day and get a good answer, best answer, better answer, and then you could be a good, credible person. So here's some key point here. Uh, how to establish the credibility? That's one of the methods we can follow. Like, what do you think is credible, and who think you are credible, and why? Personal credibility is basically has a huge impact on how others perceive you. I mean, without it, you will have a hard time to convince anyone of your ideas or their values. So, establishing credibility is challenging because credibility can only be given or taken by others. So, you might think that you are credible, but it is what they think that really matters. So, to become a master of credibility, you must view yourself through others' eyes. So, what do they value? How do they see the world? How can you appear credible to them? So, ultimately, establishing and maintaining the credible comes down to the six key things here. So, sorry. So, looking and acting credible. So, in these things, you can consider the this is basically based on the perceptions. So your posture, your gesture, your eye contact, voice, appearance, and how you control the space around you make a big impact on your how other perceive you, especially when you first met. Like, say example, you went to an interview board, so how you can present yourself, that's basically looking and acting credible. So you have to adapt it, practice it, and earn the trust from others. Very important. It is hard to be credible if you can be trusted. If you can be trusted, you never get credible. So that's the license to be to get a credible. So trust is built by trusting others. So matching your action with your values and doing what you say, you will do it, and putting others' interest before yours interest, and then there's many other factors you can consider earning trust, and third point I can say, like, being and appear competent. So, well, you do not need to be world-class expert to be credible. You do need to have the right skill and the knowledge for your good job, and be able to showcase them without putting others off. That's the very important part. So, being and appearing competent. So it is important to keep in mind that some people might be old. I mean, like, it's basically sometimes they say, "Wow." By impressing your, they might be get impressed by looking at your resume or your background, or say like, "Oh, this is like super impressive background," but other might not. Like here, like we have like five guests here, and some may be looking into our presentation. They say like, "Oh, this is super presentation," but some other people may say thinking, "No, maybe not." So people have different viewpoint. So in this case, some might be influenced by your personality, while others will only cares about your substance of your ideas. So to have the best chance of being seen as a credible by someone, you must understand what that person values most. You need to understand that person, what his expectations, what he's trying to learn from you, what he's trying to get from you to value your thoughts and value your idea. So this is very important. Credibility earned differently from each person. It varies person to person. So when you are in an interview board, you have 5% asking your interview, looking at you. Different person has different personality. You need to figure out their perceptions, what they're exactly valuing to you, what they're looking at you. So you need to reply based on that. So earning and maintaining the credibility is a continuous process. So from the moment you first met or through each subsequent interaction, people will be making and kind of like refining judgment of your credibility. So you have to stay on your own game at all time. Don't like distract from your game, what you're playing at. So that's basically grow your confidence to move forward. So credibility can be lost in a second. It's like building is really hard, but losing is a second, anytime. So one wrong decision or action can destroy the credibility that we earn by spending years and years and years. So these are the 6 key things I would say always people practice to establish a best credibility, especially the personal credibility. Let's take a look some strengthening tool. So it looks like strengthening tool basically what I can say is some accelerator tools that I will be sharing in next slides to accelerate or your those 4 key cores of credibility. So those first one we can see like integrity accelerators. So it's integrity accelerators basically increase your integrity. How? So first here I have 3 points I thought of it is basically make and keep commitments to yourself. That's like treat like commitment to yourself as you would treat commitments to other important people in your life. Make, keep, and repeat. So that's basically first one. And the second point I would say like stand for something. Write a mission statement or personal credo and like an expression of what you stand for. Then live by it. Then be open. Very important part. Exercise humility. Challenge the way you see the world. Are you on the viewpoint totally accurate and complete? So do you seriously consider others' viewpoint, value the other viewpoint? So are you open to collaborate others? So to listening them, empowering them. And then basically this be open mind is a very big thing to be a good team member. So in our corporate world, team member is the best thing. Always we prioritize, always we valued. So when we hire someone, when we look a candidate or we're looking for an intern in our team, we look these things. Are these factors available in their characters or behaviors? Because we need a team member, not introvert. We need a team member that collaborative, always sharing mentality, always contributed mentality. That's kind of like improve the production of teamwork, and that composite production and in a compiled situation is like a huge gain for a team, you know. So second is like intent accelerator. So intent accelerator is basically improving your intent. So what basically here we need to look at or to strengthen this intent is basically examine your motives. Ask yourself like 5 whys. Once you get those to your real intent, ask yourself, am I motivated by myself, like to do my self-interest, or by the interest of all? So this basically proves yourself like, are you the selfish or are you the person who can like collaboratively work to do? So, and then choose abundance. So ask yourself, do I believe there are enough rewards or credits, recognitions, benefits for everyone's interest to be served? Not in uniquely yours. Don't do any job that you always hunting for. I want to get this recognition. I don't want to be superhero in front of everybody. No, do this. Be a superhero for together. You know, be a disillusioned. You know, like I would say like Marvel heroes together. You know, every single hero has unique contributions. It's like Spider-Man do something, like Iron Man do something like that. So declare your intent, like choose the intent that will serve everyone's best interest and including yourself. State it, signal it, clarify it, and then discuss it. Discuss is very important part. And then especially when your intent is unclear, share the why behind the what, whatever possible. always share whys. That's to your teacher, to your faculty members, to your career counselor, to your seniors, alumni, everywhere. There is no hesitation, no shame to act. There should not be feeling any embarrassed that to ask a question. We are very open to share our thought. We are very open to guide. I know we have time limitations, but we always like to do that. And be inclusive. Intentionally includes others. That's the very, very, very important part. Like checking your assumptions and listening others' perspectives, and like embrace others' interests. Those are like basically teamwork. Like when a student do the research or thesis, a project, that this being an inclusive is very important during the thesis project, because teamwork that time, like say example, three partners are doing a thesis. Every unique person could have a different ideas to inputs in the thesis. So that's the very important part. um, Capabilities accelerator. So basically it's in building your capabilities, how you can build your capabilities. So first is run with your strength, feed your strength. What are they? What are your natural talent? Like say Rashid mentioned, like you need to figure out what's the scope you want to put yourself in. So what can you do best? Like your weakness, find your weakness by teaming with others who are strong where you are not that strong, so they can fill the gap. That can help for a teamwork. So I know we are not perfect. If not everyone, we are not everyone. We everyone are not perfect here. Everyone has a loopholes, like potholes. So teamwork is helpful because it can discussion and sharing the knowledge that can help to fill each other's. And
Yes,
then
Tanim, I would actually request you to accelerate a bit.
yeah, sure. I have three more
Yeah.
slides here.
Okay.
And so keep yourself relevant, match your strength to opportunities where you can make unique and high value contribution, and know where you are going. Specify your distinct contribution to keep a vision of it before you from now on. So that's basically uh, keep your strength. Like basically identify your help you to identify your aim, and be relentless. Always do the right thing, find the way to contribute, making things happen. And result accelerator basically take responsibility for results, adopt results mindset rather than activity mindset. Ask yourself, will that I'm doing now lead to results or I want, or am I just staying busy? Own your results no matter what the outcome is. So every single outcome is, can you guys hear me? Okay. And expect to win. Always openly express confidence in yourself and others. Clearly define what winning consists of, and create an emotional climate of high expectations. And finish strong. Drop out the culture of quitting. Do not quit. Never quit. Stick and whatever you're doing. And then also drop out the victim mentality. Don't blame people that, oh, okay, I got like harassment, I got like racism, or so I faced the racism. Don't do that. Just like continue, and stay strong at the end when everyone on the line. So that's the main thing. And I would like to add one thing, like results basically, like whatever you're doing, don't wait for the like last result. Break down your thesis project or any work you're doing. Every single small piece has a result, and you can like composite it later. And then the later summary, you can have at least 70% of your result, and you can 30% work on the 30%. And if you wait for that 100% results and keep doing this, and just like waste of energy and time, break down your work and do this small result, collect the small result. That helps a lot, and that's very productive. So this key learning from this journey is basically, you have the power to shape the way people see you from the inside out. And your personal credibility determines how how others see you, interact with you, ultimately trust you. So to inspire trust, you need to demonstrate all four cores of credibility, which is integrity, intent, and which are the foundation of the character, and competence and results, which are the foundation of your competence. So your credibility has long-term impact on others from the moment you first meet someone through the each subsequent interactions. People will be making and refining judgments of your credibility. You have to stay on your own game, as I said, all time. Don't like, just fly away. And then you have assessed your current level of credibility, capabilities, and result. So now that you have more of an awareness of your four cores, determine an action plan to help guide you. You are the one step closer to establish your credibility and growing your personal credibility. So use your capabilities and result to move forward, and don't hesitate to seek assistance from seniors, classmates, teachers, coworkers, and like everyone you trust. So enjoy and good luck on your ongoing trust journey.
Okay. Thank you, Tanim.
Thank
And
you.
when I was listening to you, I felt very strongly that some of the things that you talked about, especially focusing on personal credibility, they're not only applicable in the profession, but it's also applicable in personal life as well. So you do something, you believe in something, and you pursue that thing. Thank you so much for that talk. Now we actually want to talk about business. And talking about business, we have Mainuddin with us, Muntasir Mainuddin, who is working in Robi Aziata Limited. And I know for sure that he has a very good idea about the transformations that are taking place in HR context. So let's hear from Muntasir Mainuddin right now.
Thank you very much, respected faculties, my fellow guests, the organizing team, and the audience that are present with us today. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to today's session. I would like to thank the organizing team, not only because they invited me, but also about the fact that thanks to all their effort, I get to meet my friend after so many years. Yes, Tanim happens to be my schoolmate. So yeah, that's an amazing thing. So anyway, as Ms. Tessina rightly mentioned, I work with Robi Aziata Limited, and I'm taking care of employee communication and digital engagement. For the last decade or so, I've been working in human resources, and I've been hearing about a lot of interesting aspects that Tanim, Dr. Minhaz, and Rashid have already touched upon. So I'll try to make it. Well, I do not really have a presentation per se, but I'll try to make it more conversational so that not only our guests, but also the audience that we have with us today can participate and be a part of our session, right? So before I get to the bottom of what I'm going to discuss today, let's just take a step back. In retrospect, today I was hearing a lot of things about the freshers. So it took me back to my university days, right? So when I was a fresh graduate, honestly speaking, the first instinct that I had was to land a job, right? Land a good job. So I looked for a couple of aspects. The things that I had in mind was to look for a good company with a good brand image, and of course, the money. Everybody wants to get paid more, right? So these are the two key drivers that kept me going. Well, in hindsight, honestly speaking, I now realize that I was probably, running around like a headless chicken, right? It was a mindless exploration to find myself in terms of in the arena of the corporate sector, right? So keeping that in mind, I have a question to all of you. It might seem a little off the topic, but it is connected. Let me assure you that. So my first question is that, do you remember the floppy disks back in the days? I'm sure Tanim would remember them. And I think
Yeah.
everybody would, right? You remember the floppy
We
disk?
do, we do. The old
Right.
old school people do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I would request our audience to to put their opinion in the comment section so that we can have a look at what they think as well, right? So why am I talking about a floppy disk? Well, because of the fact that if you take a look into a storage device today, just an average storage device, for example, a 512 GB pen drive, it would take more than 450,000 floppy disks to hold 512 GB of data. So I'm giving an example of the floppy disk to show you the change between then and now. Now, even if you talk about books, it would take 1,400 books, 1 pound each. It weighs about half a car, right? But if you take a look at the Kindle device, the cheapest one can carry just as many. And if you talk about, cars, if you talk about Ford Model T, which in 1908, which had 20 horsepower and could run 45 miles per hour, if you compare that to Ford GT in 2017, it has 600 horsepower and 200 miles per hour capacity, right? So what's happening here? Things are changing. It's a paradigm shift. The continuum is moving from one direction to another. So what is that direction? That direction is digital, right? So digital is everywhere. Like if for instance, if you take the world's largest taxi company, it has none of its own. I'm talking about Uber, right? If you take the world's largest accommodation provider, they don't have real estate. I mean, Airbnb for that matter. One of the most valuable retailer in the world has no inventory of its own, Alibaba or companies like that. World's largest growing television, they don't have any cables. World's most popular media owner creates no content, for example, Facebook. So what's happening here? Well, kids today, it's very difficult for them to connect the dots, right? But as Tessina rightly mentioned, the old school people, to a lot of us, this paradigm shift, this change is actually unthinkable, but it's happening nonetheless. Now, what is happening? We always hear the term the industry 4.0 the fourth industrial revolution. That's exactly what's happening, and we are actually moving towards industry 5.0. But before I get into that, let's just talk a little about what is industry 4.0, actually what is happening. So if we talk about the industrial revolution, it's very important that we take a look at it before we go into selecting our own career or think along that line, because of the fact that if you understand the connections, if we take a look at the entire thing from a bird's eye perspective, we would be able to find ourselves. When mechanization, steam power, and weaving loom came into place, the whole world faced its first industrial revolution. But then we quickly moved to electrical energy along with the assembly line and mass production. And then came along the second industrial revolution. And quickly we moved into automation, computers, and electronics with the third industrial revolution. Now, what are we talking about? When we talk about Industry 4.0, we're talking about cyber physical systems, Internet of Things, networks, all these things, blockchain and stuff like that. Now, why are these things important? Well, these things are important because of the fact that the next industry will require skills of the future. And if we do not understand the skills that needed for the future, it's very difficult for any of us, to actually land a relevant job. Taning was rightly mentioned that staying relevant is one of the most important things in this, technologically fast evolving day. So having that in mind, it's very important that we take a look at what's happening right now. For the last 1.5 years or so, we've been seeing the change. Should I say accelerated change because of the fact that we didn't know we would be facing a global pandemic, right? So due to that reason, whatever was supposed to happen in its natural course of speed got accelerated because we all had to get stuck at home, and it's the global impact. So what happened is a lot of things changed in terms of the crisis, because whenever it happened, it was hitting most countries and most industries simultaneously. We saw humanitarian crisis and economic crisis. At the same time, supply and demand side was disrupted. We had evolving and causing uncertainty about intensity and duration. And of course, leadership and organizations were having difficulties to cope with this. But what are the risks if we actually put them into places? The risks are, well, there might be prolonged recession, there might be surge in bankruptcies or cyber attacks or data fraud. Tanim is working in cyber security, and I think Dr. Minhas is as well. So all these things might lead to another global outbreak of not a disease, but also, but the economic uh, downside or recession, right? So, having that in mind, what is actually happening? We have seen an amazing change in the landscape of business in terms of retailing, in terms of conferencing, and all those things. Things are changing. Well, of course, we're having the challenges in terms of less traffic and less transportation, or less demand of the real estate, or reduced office occupancy. But at the same time, we're seeing opportunities. We get less air pollution, less demand for bank loans, and we're also experiencing a healthy life. So, what will the future look like? Honestly, technologies that haven't been invented yet will solve the problems that aren't even problems yet. Now, according to Oxford, I was talking about staying relevant, as Tanim and Dr. Min has mentioned, and also Rashid touched upon. So, how do we? What are we talking about when we're talking about staying relevant? According to Oxford, there are some jobs that will disappear soon. For example, some repetitive jobs like loan officers, data entry keyers, telemarketers, receptionists, so on and so forth. I would request all of you to take a look into the report uh, published by Oxford, so that you can take a. They have a huge list of uh, jobs and occupations, right? Now, why am I talking about this? Because if we are not careful enough in choosing what to choosing our direction in the in the corporate sector, and at the same time, what skills we need to acquire, we might not stay relevant for a long time. Now, it is important to understand why these things are happening. We are talking about Industry 4.0, right? So when we talk about Industry 4.0, well, Industry 4.0 requires a whole set of new skills. So, to remain relevant in the new industrial revolution, it's important that we hone those right skills. Well, a lot of jobs are about to go, extinct because of the fact that because of automation, robotic process, robotics, and all stuff like that. Now, the question is, you might be thinking, if robots take our jobs, what will humans do all day? Well, here's the disruption. You would see the transition from Industry 4.0 to Industry 5.0 is the key factor here. What is happening is that in Industry 4.0, we're talking about humans and automations, and how the strenuous jobs can be performed by machines. But Industry 5.0, we're talking about how humans and machines can work in a perfect symphony, right? The capacity of deliverables might go up exponentially. So that's the important key factor here to consider. Now, having that in mind, let me get to the bottom of what I was talking about. Is that there are very important areas that we need to focus on. For example, what are the disruptive keys? Artificial intelligence. It's very important that we memorize these terms. We incorporate these things in our day-to-day thought process, right? Artificial intelligence, robotics, blockchain, 5G, new computational technologies, biotechnologies, and all these things. Now, these are the key areas where our skills need to be honed, the skills of the future. And having that in mind, it's very important that today's students or today's fresh graduates or young professionals focus on these specific areas and also the human aspects of it. Because at the end of the day, one of the few of the very important skills that are needed are the human skills. As Tanim rightly mentioned, it's very important that we remain relevant, that we remain credible, and we focus on the people experience. It's very important to have that thing, because at the end of the day, well, in life there is no particular destination, because it's all about the journey. I'm sure you would all be able to relate to that concept, because at the end of the day, whatever we do, it's all about the experience. So let's. I would like to conclude about what I was talking about with this note. In order to enhance and improve that human experience, it's very important to look into the future, to look into the paradigm shift, and based on that transformation, that evolution, it's important that we hone our individual skills. So I would not be talking about stuff that are already, if you do a little bit of research on the internet, you would be able to find it. But the whole concept, the whole gamut of concept and the philosophy is that focusing on experience, superior experience, let's focus on the skills of the future so that we can stay relevant, we can, do better for humanity. And with that note, let's hope for the best for the digital Bangladesh dream that we all have, and let's work together to make a great era for humanity. So thank you very much, everybody. With that note, I would like to hand over to Tesina again.
That was really good.
Um, Thank you so much, Mr. Mutasir Mainuddin. Now, we are so pleased to hear from business perspective about human researchers' involvement with engineering profession. So this time, I humbly would like to invite our Professor Dr. A.K.M. Fazlul Haq, sir. He is the Associate Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Capital International University. Sir, please welcome and share your academic perspective along with the involvement of engineering profession and academic learning process. How you advise here?
Thank you, Shine. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to this alumni section to make this event. And yes, very nice presentation here. I was just hearing the title, Engineering with Innovation and Career Scopes. Tasina actually just pointed nicely to that Tanim was talking about acceleration, the term engineering. And Tasina just trying to propose her stop. The Tanim just accelerated. Okay, it's a good combination of engineering words. Yes, last just point out Muntasir was talking very smartly. Just I was hearing his voice, what way he was talking about Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0. And there is also suggestion Dr. Minas mentioned here, human in the loop of decision making by machines versus human not in the loop issue. However, if teachers are here, there is a question in the university now, a teacher, what is your value addition to the university? I think that's my value addition. My production, my graduate talking here, I am hearing. I think that's the best value addition to my university. I don't see more value addition than this. Foreign experts, my student, alumni, they are talking as expert to the university. That's the production of university. That's I dreamed out 20 years back, that when I started my career here, and I thought my graduation after 15, 20 years, they will be talking to the university as an expert. Yes, they are doing now. That's the validation. I was just very surprised to see that Minhas, especially, he worked industry, now he's doing work in the university. Yes, if one person just work to the industry and come to the university, actually he can deliver properly to the students. Why? Because he knows the insights, the deep knowledge to the related course, and he can express it to the students theoretically perfectly. Because when professor will talk, he will not talk just by mouth. He will talk from his head. Because the 30, 40 students in the class, there are very varieties type of students. But remember, keep in mind, 40 students in the class, 40 minded different questions you have to reach to the students. So 50 students in the class, 50 different questions can be asked in the class. So one teacher will go to the class, 50 different questions he has to capable to give the answer to the students. So look how way we can express. Yes, there are many talks here. Just I noted it down. Rashid also was talking very pointedly out his Google, then Yahoo, resume also many things he pointed out here. Mina is also talking about the industry and academia benefits. Okay, telecom ninja software, GRE TOEFL, many information he pointed out very nicely here. Tamim also was talking about credibility or integrity, about harmony, motivation, behavior. Also, Muntasira was talking about 4.0. I would like to say, academia as an academics and industry, both parties must have some demands to explore the education in the society. That's the main invention we can talk out from here. One thing is, actually in our country, I can give you some example, USA and Germany, master's program, they must go to industry for 3 years internship. Then after this, thesis. We must here take care for the government must ensure that one company give the internship, that is by default. Suppose in Robi, the expert is here, Robi HR here. They should be like this, that they will give 100 master's internship project there. Okay, that's the credibility, or what we are saying in the company. When they will gather this knowledge from the company, of course they can do a good research. Siemens, they are doing PhD offer at Germany. Do you agree? I think all of you agree. Siemens, many students are doing PhD from the company. Okay, both parties. The professors are even when I did German telecom, I did my thesis there. My supervisor at Germany and professor Prague University, USA. 22 years back, I did my defense from this online conversation, video conference, and both parties supervisors, they are doing like this 22 years back, 21 years back. But here actually we have to be very careful about the matter of fact, because world is being changed like this. What the students, what the experts, what the corporate persons are talking about that. What component and skill person we must be faced here. Industry 4.0 to 5.0, we are actually trained in here. That means people are getting jobless. It's totally wrong concept, not getting jobless, because the things is artificial intelligence and robotics. Actually, they're taking parts. Okay, they're trying to limit the person works. Many things are here. That means we have to do some different ways. We have to think some creativity here. Creativity means there are some innovation things we have to create. We have to sell technology. We don't want to sell our Casio watch. Okay, Japan's actually is now selling technology. Look here, not selling some product, they are selling technology. That's the different things. Then the war of cyber security, not the war of weapons. The time Japan's are not doing the war of weapons, they are doing like technology war here. But USA is thinking like this way also. Mina also mentioned here some technical issues regarding this you are talking. So that's why in the classroom I said, look, you are the real good example. Two things Mina said, that your result or other creativity or your knowledge. Without good results, also you can be the peak of this your stage. Okay? If you have perfect knowledge, right knowledge, the Tamim also mentioned very clearly that right way, avoid wrong decision and take the right decision. That means we should not jack of all trade but master of none. We would be like to jack of all trade but master of one. At least we have to be very competent on one part. Okay, that's why you are here. Cyber security, you get more time. Okay, you got some other vendor certification, CCN you mentioned here. That means you have to be very focused on one part. Then you can say I'm really competent on this part. So I'm also in this way. I'm getting some advice to my students who are hearing. Actually, you can actually get a good suggestion from these expert talks here today. Okay, so engineering, that's a different concept. Engineering parallel in innovation, very relevant topics selected here. Engineering, without engineering, innovations can't be explored. And career, that means business will come. You will create. Engineer will produce information to the university or company. Businessman will explore to the people. So engineering, innovations, and career, they are actually like the same way. Without each other, you cannot explore it to the society. So that's very, very perfect and useful and time demand seminar here going on. So that's why I'm really happy today. I will not prolong my speech here, but I'm really happy to that. Look, what the audience here. Just I would like to introduce that's the creativity. That's the production of university. That it is said that of Oxford University that first who is getting first class passed, he is actually mad. They are saying maybe he's scientist. Who is getting second class, maybe he's bureaucrat. He's ruling over the country. And who got failed, he earning thousands of millions of money. He's coming back to the Oxford University. That's the alumni talks to the university. Same thing I'm talking, that my back end, front end, all students are sitting in my class. Okay, many are there. Back end students also want to come to the university. Sir, I am a very good entrepreneur. I have given 200 student jobs here. That's a good practice. Yes, that's what we want actually from the students. And you actually have graced this occasion to come here and take over the session and talk to the students and some other parts. So we expect more. Many of our proud alumni are here and there. Okay, so you have the responsibilities, because people, when you are writing your CV, first actually you are writing your graduate university. It's a symbol. It's a life heart. Without this graduation profile, you cannot explore yourself. Where you are going, first you are writing, you have been graduated from Daffodil International University. So all alumni, all students are here just hearing our voice. I'd like to request, okay, put it up on the top, this Daffodil International University. Many ways you can give your suggestion, you can give some job offers, you can help to other be entrepreneur, you can guide some student to pick to the USA or some other higher qualified institution in the world. Okay, or you can just share a good banner to other friends that university is in the top position. Now Daffodil International University Times and Education ranking, QS ranking, Okay, so one thing is very important. One of alumni said, where are you from, it doesn't matter. If you have the quality, if you have inside something in your mind, nobody can interrupt you. You will be in the peak position of your target. So you have proved this guy, I think. So thank you very much. If any further, some supplement question answer, I'll come to the point. And welcome all of my proud alumni here. Really, I'm very proud of you. And anywhere, any ways, any dimension we can meet. Thank you very much.
For your valuable times and words. And we know that you are now so much pleased because you have your alumni as the expert from Yahoo, T-Mobile, East Stroudsburg of Pennsylvania University, and some other as your expert in today's program. So now this is the time of our finishing that brings us to the end of the talk. We hope this online talk with all these experts in their respective fields could be of great help for DIU engineering students in providing with a scope required skills to shape the graduates, identifying global current knowledge and local nature perceptions. Our heartfelt gratitude goes to all the guest speakers for allocating time, being in different time zones and inspiring students with health guidelines. I am the Shaheen Khan on behalf of Ms. Tahsina Yasmin. Would like to invite you to attend such future talks organized by Daffodil International University Alumni Association and benefit immensely. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe and good luck.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.